Hey guys, it's Kelly here and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my 2020 bullet journal flip through. I was about to say setup, but no, this is a flip through. So these are all of the months that I filled in for the year 2020. So yeah, let's jump into it and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to start off by reviewing my yearly spreads, which are basically my calendar and some of my trackers. Now, naturally, 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people, myself included, so all of the trackers that I have didn't really get filled in too much. I didn't read 20 books like I wanted, I didn't complete my 2020 reading challenge like I wanted, and I ended up buying more books than I read, but that's kind of, natural. My social media trackers are also very not filled in. I didn't even make it to the half of it, which is kind of disappointing. And even though I watched a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies, I ended up not watching the ones that I set out to watch initially, which is weird. I guess usually when I put goals in mind in my head, I do the absolute most to avoid completing them, but I guess that's just something that I do. I don't know if anyone else is like that. As soon as I put it as a goal, I just subconsciously avoid doing it. I guess I'm just broken like that. But yeah, so my first setup that we actually kind of flipped through already was a sci-fi inspired setup. You can find all of these as a video on my channel, by the way, if you're interested in seeing how I created some of them. So for January, it was like a sci-fi hub kind of design, a user interface design. For February, I did a comic book inspired design, which I'm really happy with. I do love how it turned out. I think it's so graphic and bold, and it made sense kind of with the elements that I used. And just in case you're wondering, I'm blurring out some of my expenses. I think expenses trackers, just personal reasons. I skipped a month. I skipped the month of March, as you noticed, so we jumped straight into April, which I created using Photoshop and some free royalty-free design elements. This one you can actually download off of my Etsy shop. This is available as printables, all of the pages. You can fill it out as how you like it, basically. But yeah, the pages are available, so if you want to check them out. There's also a video, I think it's just a flip through and how I stick them together. There's no actual footage of how I make them on Photoshop, but if you ever want to see that, let me know and I'll share some Photoshop tips. For the month of May, I created a Doctor Who inspired setup, and at this point I realized that I'm not going to be able to finish the whole year in this bullet journal, and I'm going to have to transfer it to another. So I made it upon myself to figure out spreads that only take like 2 or 3 pages, not the usual 5 or 6 that I use. So this is why my Doctor Who spread is like folds out like the TARDIS. The same goes for my June spread. I still thought that I wasn't gonna be able to finish in this journal, so I made all these flaps and doors and hidden compartments. The June one is my absolute favorite. I just love all of the little books and nooks and crannies and all of the little barns, and everything is hidden away, and it's a whole mystery. The whole spread is a whole mystery. This one is really my favorite out of all of them. And again, how I created is available as a video here on this channel. For the next one, so basically this is June, and at this point I had to move, so I skipped a few months, so we're jumping straight to September, and I moved to a new apartment. And I just didn't really have time to record. I had a lot of things to do, so I skipped a few months, and that is why we go to September. And at this point I realized that my whole idea that I'm not going to be able to finish to 2020 in this journal kind of went out the window because I skipped a couple of months, so everything was fine, and I reverted back to my usual like 5 or 6 page spreads. And yeah, so my September one was a lily pad inspired. My October is an ostrich inspired, which is my second favorite, I believe, just because I think that ostriches are such funny looking birds, and I just love how the whole spread turned out. I think it's very quirky and very fun, and it's definitely different than what I would usually do or even what I see other people do on YouTube. So yeah, it's my second favorite. Now for November, I did a spread that I didn't end up finishing, and that is because I mentioned this in the last video that I uploaded. It was the setup for this one. My parents got sick with COVID-19 and I had to move out of my apartment because they quarantined there. So I moved to my boyfriend's, and that is why my bullet journal was not filled in, because I didn't have it with me when I first moved in. Now I do, but yeah. So my last spread is the December one. The video for this one was kind of a mess. I am sorry about that. I hope you guys understand why I had to record it the way that I did. I do really like how the spread in itself turned out. I think it's very bold, graphic, and fun, and I hope you guys still enjoy it. So that's basically it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and onward to 2021. Bye!